There we go.
Oh,
that's a beautiful polish there, Andrew. There you go.
What's that?
That's the handbrake.
Ah, this is really cool. You guys should let me drive
So
this.
you're going to put your right foot on the dead pedal.
Better movement.
No, your right foot on that pedal over there, all the way over to where you
This
rest.
one?
No, where you rest. Yep, that's it. Where you rest your foot.
Yeah.
So you should be able to do that comfortably.
Ah,
And you should be able to put your hand on the top of the steering wheel,
yeah.
right up there. No, wrist on it,
Oh,
and flopping over, and that's the correct seating position.
like this?
Yep, that's it. No, not with your arm there. It's an
Oh,
Aston
okay.
Martin.
All right.
Andrew, hello, how are you?
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah,
Thank
you
for
as well.
coming here today. Yes,
What are you ready? We'll take that.
I'd love to take that. It's a pretty special car, very hard to drive.
Yeah.
And you're not going to get to where you go because you're going to be stopping traffic everywhere.
Beautiful, isn't it?
Yes.
This one.
You like that?
This one. That's the
Well,
one.
that's just come into stock. They've just backed it in because it's now going to be photographed and online. We're going to have to learn another new word, or it's already been thrown around, as electric cars come in. It's called ICE.
Wow.
The end of ICE vehicles, internal combustion engine. So all these vehicles are ICE, but hopefully in 2030 there'll be very little ICE.
Very hard
Does
to
that
find
mean that
about
they
it.
can't combust?
Correct. There will. The fact is, you're
Yeah.
going to be most likely driving a lot of electric cars.
Yeah, that's right.
So we've got a 2008 model Aston Martin Vantage. So it's the second model running on that VH platform. But in here, we've got the heart of it all, the 4.3 litre V8 engine. Quad overhead cams, it's got the works. 380 horsepower, which is about 283 kilowatts, 285 kilowatts, which is more than enough given that the car is relatively light for what it is. One of the great things about these cars, like engine, hand-built in England, the final inspector, Mick Freeman. So if I don't like something on this car, I'm going to go and hand out Mick Freeman and have a chat to him and say, hey mate, this screw wasn't in the right spot. As we all know in motor racing, one of the greatest things you've got to do to control your speed is to be able to control the angle of your suspension and not allow it to move. So the Aston Martin, to do that, it's got these great beams across the front here, holding the suspension in place. Unlike Japanese cars, these are real vents.
Real vents.
It's easy to get in.
Well, that's because the doors raise
I
up.
like how the guys just...
So we actually call these butterfly doors, which means it's easier to get in and out of and makes it more user-friendly. So James Bond cars are slightly only certain cars, and over time, the ones that have become famous in the movies have tended to increase in value and collectability over time.
Okay.
So a DBS was in the James Bond series. Vantage wasn't in the James Bond series.
Have you got a James Bond car here?
We delivered one yesterday. You're a day too late.
Okay.
We had a black DBS.
How long
we
did that
delivered
last
yesterday.
on the lot?
We had it in stock and we sold it in 4 days.
How much is a car like that worth, Shreko?
Well, as each James Bond dies and moves on, the car increases in value again. So
Okay.
substantial, yeah. Could be double, and over time more. Wow.
Like substantial as in...
Well, Sean Connery just passed away. He
Yeah.
made the DB5 famous. The DB5 is increased up to a couple of $1 million
Wow.
and more. So that will now, we'll wait till the next Bonhams or Sotheby's auction to see what the next restored one will sell. But it's probably going to sell for you. Okay, enjoy.
Thanks, Rico.
You're welcome. Don't turn your phone off. In case it's sold, we'll be ringing to bring it straight back. Done.
Here we go. What makes them so unique outside being a James Bond car?
Well, the great thing about the Aston Martin is how they look. Like, they are just the most stunning cars. So they're designed to appeal to us all. The power's instant. We're not waiting for the turbo, for the exhaust to spool up and make it all work. Yeah, so Aston Martin, I mean, it's obviously that whole aura and the stigma of James Bond, and the fact that we feel like there's something amazingly special. And you can see, like, there's an easier acceleration.
So what's the speed on this?
Speed? Oh, it'll do 300.
Will it?
Yeah.
This is going back to like what you were saying before. This is part of the new generation Aston Martin.
Yeah, absolutely. These are the good ones.
These are the good ones.
So I can paddle shift. Change gears. Down,
Now
up,
that's,
down, up.
you know, a lot of cars have that.
Yeah.
And a lot of, you know, probably people who drive those sort of vehicles probably just don't explore using those.
We'll come home with Nick the Ruski and have a chat with
Where are you
him.
going to dump me?
Oh, wherever.
Oh, jeez. Gee, I can't wait to see this penthouse, Andrew.
Going to be impressive, isn't it?
Awesome. All right, well, let's roll. What an amazing penthouse that was.
Amazing.
Terrific.
I
Well,
only wish I could afford it. Oh well. Let's
how
go.
about that?
Okay, take my car. See you later.
All right, I suppose I'll see you guys shortly.
I love fast cars.
Love it.
Yeah. The great thing about the Aston Martins is because it's a GT as opposed to a straight out sports car, it's bloody fast, but it's also so easy to drive. Like it's like you're driving a Toyota or a bloody Datsun or something similar. You know, it's very simple, but it's fast. And the great thing about it is that it's all beautiful. It's easy to drive, it's easy to get in and out of. It's relatively comfortable in terms of its ride comfort levels. But when you push that pedal, it goes, and that's what I love about it.
So what's good about this car in the city?
In the city, it's easy to drive because the visibility is good. So most cars that are this fast are going to have great big things on the back there that you can't see through, so you don't have great vision about it all. In this case, we've got a nice big dashboard, we've got this. Obviously having the roof up would kind of be a bit like that, because then you would get that big block of nothingness that you can't see through.
So is that the good thing about driving it in the country?
Yeah. Oh, imagine driving this in the country with the, you've got to have the trees up above you or some rock faces and the sound of the engine echoing off it all in a convertible car. There's nothing like it. It's just an amazing experience when you can do that in a car like this.
Nice.